Look, sexual health is all about blood flow. To get an erection in men and women, you have to dilate the blood vessels of the sex organs. We dilate the blood vessels of every organ, tissue, and cell in the body, the blood vessels that serve those organs, through the production of nitric oxide. So in order to get engorgement, penile erection in men, you have to dilate the blood vessels, increase blood flow, and that's what's responsible for erections in both men and women. Same thing in women. In order for women to have an orgasm, you have to see an increase in intralabial, intraclitoral pressures, and you do that through increase in blood flow. That increase in blood flow is dependent upon the blood vessel's ability to produce nitric oxide. If the blood vessels of the sex organs can't produce nitric oxide, it's the root cause of sexual dysfunction in both men and women. If we focus on restoring the production of nitric oxide, then sexual function improves, you have normal erections, women become orgasmic, and you basically improve the entire process and the sexual health of every individual. You know, erectile dysfunction in men and women is really the canary in the coal mine. If you have endothelial dysfunction in the vascular bed of the sex organs, then you have systemic disease. And so when you lose the ability to produce nitric oxide in the sex organs, then you lose the vasodilatory effects, you don't get engorgement, and you cannot get an erection. And so erectile dysfunction is a symptom of nitric oxide insufficiency. It tells us that your body's lost the ability to produce nitric oxide, to dilate blood vessels, and improve circulation and perfusion. So it's a very serious condition that, if not corrected, will lead to a rapid progression of cardiovascular disease, which remains the number one killer of men and women worldwide. So we have to focus on restoring the production of nitric oxide. We can restore perfusion, endothelial function, and not only improve sexual performance in men, but athletic performance and cognitive performance. So again, buyer beware. Most of the products that are marketed as nitric oxide don't do anything to improve nitric oxide production. And to me, that's a very dangerous proposition because it could kill an entire industry. So I hear people all the time say, well, I've taken nitric oxide, it didn't help my sexual function, it didn't improve my blood pressure. And it's not that nitric oxide wouldn't do that, it's the product that you were taking doesn't deliver nitric oxide, so of course you didn't see a benefit. So when you create a product technology that actually generates nitric oxide, we get vasodilation. Nitric oxide always works. We never lose the ability to respond to nitric oxide, we simply lose the ability to produce it. And our product technology produces nitric oxide, dilates blood vessels so you can see the effects of nitric oxide. And sexual function is really just, or sexual dysfunction is the loss of vasoactivity of nitric oxide. It's the loss of production of nitric oxide. So you can't dilate the blood vessels, you don't get engorgement, and you can't get an erection. When you take nitric oxide, it dilates the blood vessels, you get increase in blood flow, engorgement, and now you have an erection sufficient for intercourse and sexual activity. But again, it's a vascular issue. Erectile dysfunction is endothelial dysfunction, which is lack of nitric oxide production. If you take product technology that improves nitric oxide production, delivers nitric oxide, sexual function improves, performance improves, blood pressure improves, circulation improves, everything about health and wellness gets better.